Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. In case you're new here, karibu sana. It's been a while. It's been a moment. Oh my god, guys, I have missed this. I see your messages. I see all those people who are checking up. Thank you very much, by the way. So I'm here to update you what's been happening, why I took a break, why it was necessary to take this break, what's been happening during the break. Yeah, bigger. We are back here, bigger, better, hopefully. I took a break after Christmas. I think I just posted one video this year, then that was pending from last year, and I took a break. I noticed my energy had really dipped, like the psych levels to create content, everything. And when I look back, I think November, December was quite a tough period or a busy period in my life. And creating content involves a lot of pouring into people. So you're giving out a lot, you're channeling out a lot. So taking it back to December, November, we were preparing for a musical production for one of our clients, and it was really hectic. I had also a family engagement that was also involving a lot of planning, a lot of traveling back and forth for the production. We did the production, it was quite a success. I know some of my Instagram followers followed it and even came for it. Thank you so much. You can follow me on Instagram, where I really share a lot of my work engagements. So we did the production, and then I headed to Shags, to upcountry, to join my family for Christmas. And so Dan and I decided we are going to visit both our families. So we went to my dad's side, where Rani was, spent like a week with them and Christmas, and then we were to leave, go see my maternal grandparents. And that was quite a journey. We went to see my maternal grandparents after a week and a half, and when we arrived, my husband got sick. So we stayed there longer than we should have, because we had aimed to come back to Nairobi like before the new year kicks in. So we stayed there a bit longer. And then after that, we went to his paternal grandparents, and it was a lot of people. Like, we were visiting one family after another. We had a good time in Kisii at our paternal grandparents. My son enjoyed, and then after that, we couldn't even stay long, because now we were crossing over to the new year. So after that, we went to his maternal grandparents, and now there we couldn't even stay so long because my son fell sick. And because he fell sick, we had to rush back to Nairobi, because I didn't want to start, like, I was really fatigued at that point. I am sort of an introvert. So there is a point you just feel like you have nothing more to give. You just want to be alone. I think I reached that point, especially when my son got sick. We came back to Nairobi. My nanny wasn't back. So now I'm dealing with a sick child. Both of them had malaria. So we're dealing with that. And when I'm taking care of Rani and taking care of the household, I fell sick. So now we are two sick people. We were preparing for a wedding, Dan and I, that we were going to be best couple. So I couldn't even do so much of the preparation, because I was tending to Rani and the house, but he had to tend to the wedding. Oh my God, it was crazy. And I remember I just called my nanny and asked if she could come a day earlier, because I also needed to prepare, because the wedding was in Mombasa, which she gladly did. We thank God that we both recovered, Rani and I, though Rani bounced back faster than I could. I think I was down with the flu, whatever that. It was really bad. And I also think I had like malaria, though via test you find it's negative. But once I took the drugs, I was actually okay. So that happened. Then I went to Mombasa for a wedding. It was really, really fun. A Maasai themed wedding, Maasai versus Luo, and it was really, really beautiful. Like one of the best weddings I've really attended. We finished the wedding and I stayed there because fatigue caught up. Being a best couple, by the way, that thing is not for everyone. You have to like step up and do more. Like, wow, it's a lot. Story for another day and lessons learned from that journey. But I stayed in Mombasa like to relax and enjoy time with my husband. We had not been alone. I overstayed because the Airbnb we were at wasn't so expensive, so I was able to tour and stay affordably. Then we came back and I still thought, why am I not able to channel and create content? In fact, when we came back, I was now to prepare for another wedding that I was going to be a bridesmaid. A friend of mine was getting married, very close friend, and whoo, from one wedding to another, and life in between and work in between, it became a lot. Generally, I was giving out myself, giving out my time. So even when it comes to creating content, I felt like last year I had given out a lot and I still had nothing to give, because throughout December, January, February, March, I'm still just giving out a lot. So generally, I just didn't have time that I had filled up my cup, and I was feeling quite empty to even like you have nothing to give on YouTube. You don't have so much you can give because you've been giving out a lot. So even when my birthday came, I thought, let me take time out so that I can think about the next step, plan for the year. I went to the hammocks around Naivasha. I tried to take time to think. We listened to podcasts, enjoy, relax my mind so that I can get myself back to the space of creating. But I just couldn't get myself to do it. And so in the middle of February, I decided, actually Valentine's Day, I decided, let me see a life coach. Let me see, like, is this the end of the journey? What am I feeling? So I met with the most amazing life coach I would ever see. Like, wow, that woman was heaven sent. Her name is Tina Ogwapit. I met her and we had a very lengthy 4-hour discussion about, how I'm feeling. A life coach is not necessarily giving you answers, but guiding you to, express yourself and where you want to be and what's hindering you. And I realized, by the way, I was feeling worse for not creating content. So creating content has been a big part of my life. It's something I enjoy doing. So not being able to also do it had other aspects to it, especially financial aspects to it, that were hindering me from continuing. And it felt amazing to be hard to be validated, like to finally put a name or a sentence to whatever exactly was happening and why I wasn't creating. But through that life coach session, I was able to see it even from a wider perspective, what I want to do with my life, be it create content, be it explore the legal world, which I have talked about here before, my career journey. But it opened up a lot that I could do and that I've been wanting to do, and also the path that I can follow in executing everything that I want to do. A few things that I have learned from seeing the life coach. If you have never seen one and you're really lost in your career, feeling lost in what am I doing? Is this what I'm meant to do? I would recommend one. I would definitely recommend you see a life coach, and a good life coach should be able to guide you and identify why you feel stuck and everything. So other than seeing a life coach, this video is just basically about updating you what has been happening. I think it's evident in March, I jumped in and did the sister locks finally, and I think it's just like a reflection of where I am, the space I have been, the space where you realize this is what I want, this is what I don't want, and you're sure of the direction, because by the time you do sister locks, you should really be sure this is something I really want to do. And if you haven't seen that video, why don't you check it out? I'm gonna put the link up here, but check it out. It was a really nice, well done installation, and I would do it again. Another thing that I embarked on was cycling. I did the math this year. I could not really sustain the life of going to the gym that I really love at the cost that was there. And so I decided, let me do something physical but fun. That's something I enjoy. And so when I got a birthday gift as a bike, I decided, wow, let me do more of it. And I aimed to do at least 20 to 40 minutes a day, and it's been amazing. Cycling slows things down for you. You get to see things in the environment that you'd never have noticed. You also get to spend time with yourself and empowering your mind, because I set targets when I'm cycling and I'm able to do them step by step, like to push my mind to do them. It's really taught me a lot. One, slowing down. Two, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve as long as you set your mind to do it. And also, it's a very sustainable way of me staying physically active, because my physical activity is directly intertwined with my mental health. So it's been a really fun way of engaging my body and my mind to just relax and be fit. Another thing that I'm really enjoying that I've been doing for the last 1 month is swimming. I decided this year that I really must learn a new skill or sharpen the skills I have. And so one of the skills I had was swimming, but I had never sharpened it to a point I know this is the right way to do a different stroke, or these are the strokes you can do. I never really went ahead to, learn really well the skill, and I really want my son to learn, because the cases of drowning really scare me. And the only way I could build confidence in the coach that I chose was to see how she teaches me, which I think is a biased approach, because I guess people are different depending on the client. However, I really, really love my coach. I love how fast I have learned the different strokes. I love the way I have unlearned so many things that I was doing wrong without even knowing. And unlearning is so hard when you're an adult, but I've loved the process. I've loved being patient with myself, putting my mind to actually do these things, because swimming is also a very mental activity. You want to tell yourself you'll reach the deep end, you'll overcome that fear. It's been amazing. I can say that it's one of the best investments I've made for myself, not only for my physical health, but also for my mental health. If that's something you want to do, I'm gonna put my coach's number in the description box. Please just hit her up. She's amazing. Her major clientele is babies, but she was able to take my friend and I as adults, and it's been amazing. I have no complaints and zero regrets about taking up swimming. Another thing that I embarked on in the break is enhancing my spiritual life, which I feel I was really out of tune with. And when I'm not in tune with God, my systems just don't work. Like, I don't have the courage to do so many things, or the conviction to do so many things. And so when I embarked on filling in my cup spiritually, that looked like changing churches, because the church I was going to, I never could hear anything from the creche. There was a hindrance. The creche had its fallouts, and I really needed to, to listen to, like, what has taken me to church. I want to feel rejuvenated. I want to feel connected to God. So changing churches and finding a church that caters to both my son at his age and myself, that we are able to come out of church and say, yeah, today we learned something, and my son comes out of church and says I had fun today, was very important. My spiritual cup was getting better and better the minute I changed churches. I also embarked on listening to sermons. Not that I didn't, but because I'm cycling, I usually cycle listening to sermons using my inpods. So that has been really, really helpful. I also embarked in joining a Bible study, which I really love, where we just go into the Bible, read the Bible, and understand God and how he works, and his ways are not our ways. It's been amazing to fill my cup in that way during this break. Another thing that I have embarked on, and this is very interesting, is relearning or reloving. I've always loved this section of the law, but reuniting with the law, my legal career. I'm not ready to share, but something quite traumatizing happened to me in my creative journey last year, and it sparked my interest to go back to the law in terms of intellectual property and creative rights. So I have embarked on even doing classes for myself where I just, enrich myself with the knowledge I already have. I have also renewed my practicing certificate. Like, I am back in the legal space, but in a way that I feel that can change lives, but not only change other people's lives, but my own. And I think whatever traumatic experience I went through last year was really to reconnect me back with that section of the law that I really used to love, that is IP, copyright, trademarks, etc. So that's a new update, by the way. It's something that I'm working on, getting my certificate. My renewed practicing certificate, I already applied. It's just taking forever. When it comes to content creation, I've really been loving working with more and more businesses, not only big brands, but small brands. I really love the direction I took to also, involve small businesses, involve them with a rate card that's more affordable. And what I love most about this journey in the content creation is the impact. For me, it's not really in the money, but the impact. I really love the impact to see a business tell me, hey, your mention did this, we got this and this sales. That for me is almost everything. Creating social change, as I have learned, is something very important for me. So I'm really glad that so far this year, even if you didn't see me on YouTube, at the background, I was really working with a lot of small businesses, and in one way or another, I was able to change lives. And for me, that's a big deal. That's actually enough for me. One more update: if you follow me on Instagram, you definitely know I've been doing some home improvements, and specifically my bedroom improvements. I was not sleeping on a bed for 1 year. I've not slept on a bed. And it's a long story of how I just sold my bed randomly, thinking we would find money to replace it immediately. But the journey has been one of patience. God has humbled me. I know what patience is. I know what it means to work for every cent towards a project. I know what it means to consult before selling household things. But it's been a journey to, like, for 1 year, just envisioning how I would make my room look, envisioning everything about what I wanted, sleeping on the floor and embracing that phase of my life, and embracing the fact that I can jump on the floor with my son without feeling like he'll fall down, and then getting tired of that situation because of, having to bend to make the bed. It was really one of patience. And so far, what I've worked on this first quarter of the year was my room, getting a bed, just changing my whole space. Because imagine you spend half your life sleeping. If you really think about it, that's what happens. So the place you go to sleep, the place you spend time most, has to be really somewhere you want to be. And I had reached a place I never wanted to be in my room ever. It's something I really, really love. You follow me on Instagram, you're gonna have to go to Instagram and see how it looks from there. But that's home improvements have made me happy generally. Another thing, and I guess this is the last one I've embarked on, is just trying to put my foot to try new things, especially when it comes to creating content. I'm really set on starting a podcast, creating a platform where we can even have more and deeper conversations. And it's something that I'm really excited about. You can see I'm speaking from one of my investments, which is a mic. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm happy that I took the first step, which was the coaching class, and it helped me identify different facets of my life that I needed to adjust, different that I needed to start, directions I can go in life. And I feel very renewed. Even when I come back to this space, I feel like I'm going to be more impactful, because now I'm at a space in my life where my cup is full and I can pour to you guys. So yeah, that's basically what's been happening in my life. I would really love to hear from you guys. What have you been up to? I'd really love to hear what has the first quarter of the year been for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to this stage. I hope when we start a podcast, you'll also subscribe to the podcast platforms. I look forward to creating more content. I'm not leaving YouTube. I'm back here. Yeah, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye-bye.